What's up? Welcome back to Journey to GC, Journey to Genetic Counseling, where we talk about currently from the undergrad perspective how to go through the process and working towards becoming a genetic counselor. So today, what I wanted to talk about was crisis counseling. So that's an experience a lot of schools, if you look on any genetic counseling programs site, they'll usually say that's something you should have. It's kind of universally accepted and known that that's an experience that's pretty vital to have in order to become a very competitive applicant for genetic counseling school. So today I'm going to show you what I've been doing for this. It definitely is daunting looking into how to get into this opportunity, but then also knowing that it's something you need to do becomes a little bit stressful because you can't find anything, but you need to have that experience. Get a little worried, but I found a great program that I'm just about to begin. I'm finishing up my training right now, and that's called the Crisis Text Line. So what I love about this program is that it's virtual, which is great for right now. This is June of 2021, so COVID is still relevant and going on to some degree. So a lot of other opportunities in crisis counseling would be in person. Counseling is something that's very personal and you would imagine might have to be face-to-face like it is in genetic counseling, for instance. What's great about this is that right now when things are closed or things are restricted and there's different things with the vaccine and everything, this is a really good way to still get in that experience and start building up your resume for genetic counseling programs, even though things are closed. So I'm going to show the website here for it's called the Crisis Text Line. I found out about this through my school's genetic counseling club. So if you go to the website, so this is the number for if you were in crisis and you needed their services, you would contact this number and then that would take you to me or the other crisis counselors who would then assist you with your situation. So it's going to be the volunteer tab here. Become a crisis counselor. So here's some information about what they do. There's plenty of ways to look into this. Something I did was I went on to YouTube and just looked up for crisis text line, like review / experience. So then I found people similar to myself in a similar position. Whether I don't know if they were genetic counselors specifically, but they were college students that wanted to do this opportunity, and then I got kind of the inside scoop from them of what it was really like, and that was a great insight. So you go down here to get started, and it's going to take you to here. You're going to fill out the application. I already did this, so I'm not going to show you that. But if you go back here, I wanted to point out as a disclaimer the kind of commitment this is going to take. It's about 4 hours a week for probably a year, which is really not a lot. And I don't think you have to actually hit 4 hours every week. From what I've seen in the training, it looks like you can have, maybe if I only had time for 2 hours one week, do 6 hours the next week and keep myself kind of on track. But I think it's just a general average that you should follow if you want to make sure you hit the 200 hours in 1 year. And that's because, as you see on their website, they have to, pay to train you essentially. So they really want you to commit to that and do 200 hours your first year, which is definitely doable, and it also would be a really, really solidified experience by the time you've done 200 hours, and you can put that on your application for a genetic counseling program and really show that you've put some effort and thought and experience into counseling. So this is what the dashboard looks like once you've applied. So I want to see, okay, so I've been accepted and started training, so I don't think I can see my application anymore, but when you do the application, it would say like an application button within this platform here. And then what you have to do is you have 3 references. It's not like a letter of recommendation, a big letter. All it is just like a short snippet about you that they have to write and fill out a little survey just to attest to your character and your ability to be a good match for this. And once you submit that, then those get reviewed over a period of a couple days, And once those are approved, then the actual application gets looked at. And this took several months for me. So I'm another important insight of this, which this is the girl who helped me find this program from my genetic counseling club. She said the same thing happened to her. She applied months before I reached out to her, and she had just gotten into it by the time I reached out to her. So I would say 4 or 5 or 6 months. So that is something to keep in mind. I applied to this, I believe, in January 2021, and it's June right now. I'm just finishing my training. So that's something to keep in mind. You want to make sure that you have that time. Like if you're going to apply to a genetic counseling program, you need to give yourself some serious time before that application would be due, so that you'll be able to actually get some experience in the crisis counseling before your application is due. Because even if you're part of the program, but you only have 4 hours logged by the time you send your application, that kind of defeats the purpose. So another thing is with the training, there's different cohorts for training, and mine happens to be a 2-week program. It's still, they say it's 30 hours of training. Mine has not taken, I don't think it's taken 30 hours. I've been working on it over the past week or two, but there's also a 6-week version, and I would imagine it's just giving you longer time to do the same thing. I don't know, because I had the 2-week one. By the time I was able to sign up, the 6-week one was filled, and so I had to do the 2-week training. And so they actually do it through Canvas. I'll show you. So you go onto this Canvas link that they'll give you. It actually goes from, if you go here to training, it takes you to Canvas. You click on your cohort, and then this is your page. You can do modules. There's no discussion boards that, like if you have Canvas for school, it's not like that. You go to modules and you can see everything if you've completed it. It gives you estimated times next to everything as to how long they'll take. So it doesn't seem to add up to 30 hours for me, but it's been a good consistent thing I've been working on filling out, and I should finish it ahead of time. I'm almost done. You have a supervisor that's assigned to you through the counseling, and that supervisor, I believe, is the one they give you feedback on your training. So sometimes, like the training the part I'm on right now, they work you up doing practice conversations for several different scenarios or techniques they'll teach you, and then you have to work your way up to doing a full conversation. So that's the step I'm on right now. And the first time I did the full conversation, I had some feedback from my supervisor that I should tweak some things, or some things are good, some things I could work on. So I had to redo it, and so real people are grading these and approving them. So you have to make sure you have time for that too. So you can't move past it until, basically can't move past that module or quiz or whatever it might be until you get a certain grade or until you get certain feedback. So it's pretty cool that it's actually real people and they're giving you very solidified advice that you can improve on. So that's what it looks like. It's in Canvas. All this stuff is very confidential with when you're actually talking to people, so I don't think I'll be able to quite share screen shares of the platform once I'm in it. Maybe I will, but I'll make sure, because I don't want to have any missteps there. But that's pretty much it. I'll definitely make an update video once I have completed the Canvas and then actually started doing shifts, and I can give some feedback as to how my experience has been. It's definitely something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone at first, at least for most people, I would assume. But that's exactly why the genetic counseling programs want you to do this, because definitely could be some heavy topics in genetic counseling when you get to that point and you're actually dealing with patients. So you need to make sure you're prepared to talk about some heavy topics and be able to really deal with people in an appropriate manner and in a helpful manner. So already I can attest from having this training and doing these practice conversations, I already feel better. It has these AI responses where you type your messages and then it responds to you, and they're not the same every time. They're actually it's not someone else typing to you, but it's generating these responses, and then you have to respond to them in the appropriate way. And it's kind of a nice way to lead yourself into it without, that the stakes aren't actually really high because it's not a real person in a crisis, but it's a way to it still feels kind of like that, and you can work yourself in gradually. So I really love the way they've done this. It seems like a really awesome company, and I know they have some YouTube videos and some, or maybe just some videos on their regular website, but it's definitely a really awesome thing that I think is going to be a great opportunity for people, especially right now because of COVID. And even if there wasn't COVID, it would be a very convenient way to do this. So I would definitely recommend signing up sooner than later if you want to do this, because it does take a couple months to actually get approved. I'm gonna check real quick when I submitted my application. I know I got approved just like last month in May, and then the training started in June. So let me see when I applied to this. All right, so what I'm seeing here is that if applications aren't actually open, which happened to me when I first looked, you can sign up to subscribe to a list. And so what happens then is you sign up to subscribe, and they will text you or email you once the applications are actually open, and you can do the application. On February 22nd, the application opened. So let's see, I submitted my application on the 23rd. So February 23rd, I submitted the application. That also notified me when my references were received. And then it runs a background check. And then let's see, background check was complete May 4th after I applied on the 23rd of February. And then I was accepted into the training program on May 4th. So I applied, I overestimated a little bit at the beginning of the video, but I applied February 23rd, it looks like, or 22nd, and I was accepted May 4th. So that's still a good couple months of time there. So definitely just account for that. But I think this is definitely a great opportunity. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave those below. I'll try to address them, especially as I start actually doing some real shifts. So stay posted for an update video once I start doing this for real conversations. But until then, I will see you later.